All right, so more practice trying to identify percent, part, and whole. If we take a look at this first problem, it says 60% of 300. Let me just put some real context into what that's asking. Make believe there's 300 kids in an auditorium, and I'm taking 60% of them out of the auditorium and bringing them to the gym. That's kind of what this means, 60% of a whole number. So if there's 300 of you sitting in an auditorium and I'm taking 60% of you out of the auditorium and bringing you to the gym, we have to figure out what that 60% represents. First thing that we need to identify is whether the part that I'm taking is the part, the whole, or the percent. So I'm taking a group of you out of that 300, 60% of it, and I am bringing you to another place. Is that number that I'm bringing the part, the whole, or the percent? Brandon, it's the part. Okay, and another little hint too, if they give you percent in the problem, then it cannot be percent. Then you're really just deciding whether it's the part or the whole. The word part goes down here. We're going to figure out what that 60% is, what that actual number is, but let's just first identify part, whole, or percent with these first three examples. Now let's take a look at this. What about if I asked you 60% of something is 300? Is the piece that I'm asking for, is this the part, the whole, or the percent? Matt?
It is the whole.
It is the whole. And then on this last one, well, it kind of clues you in because there's a blank before the percent. So what are we looking for?
Percent.
You're looking for percent, which you will actually have to do for the first time on that problem set, which will start in class later today. Okay? Now we're going to figure out what the actual values are. What's my template? Uh-oh. What's my template? What has been my template for the last 3 days? Say it. Part over whole. P over W. Look, they're giving you the percent in the problem. It's like a free spot in bingo. Once you have a percent, you automatically have one entire ratio. 60% is what ratio? Elaine? Yeah, it's a freebie. You already have that ratio. Any percent that you see, it's that number over 100. And it's always something over 100. Percent, this number's never going to change. Equals. You've already told us that we're trying to find the part. So this is the part that's going to be left blank. What number goes here? Except raise your hand now. Seal. 300. Everything is now set up for you to figure out the missing value in the equivalent ratio. Take a look at the relationship between the two numbers that you have. What are you multiplying by? Gav.
Multiplying by 3 and 60%.
Good. And that goes here. And that kind of makes sense. Think about it. If there's 300 of you in an auditorium, and I'm taking 60% of you into another room, I'm taking 180 of you with me to the gymnasium. How many get left behind? How many stay in the auditorium?
It will be 120.
120. Which, by the way, is what percent?
Wait.
Don't make it harder than it is.
40%.
120 is our number. If 60% are leaving, what percent staying behind?
Oh, 40.
40%. Because it's got to add up to 100%, right? Okay. Good, you get one. All right? Good. Let's do the second one.
40%. What?
All right, number 2. What's my template? Part over whole, that's never going to change. We have another freebie. What does that ratio become? Raise your hand, raise your hand. Canichlius. You got it. 1 ratio down. 1 to go. We've already identified that we're trying to find the whole. What goes here? 300. Same thing. 60 to 300 is a relationship that goes evenly. You just got to figure out what number you're multiplying by. And then do the same to the bottom. If I call on you, just give me the answer. Dan, what do you got? 500. We're multiplying both top and bottom by 5, right? Okay, last one. P over W. We don't have a freebie, unfortunately. So we're going to have to take what they do give us and figure out which is part and which is whole. Think about it. 60 out of 300. Lily, 60 out of 300. That's 60. Part or whole? Part goes on top. Out of how much, Lil? That's my whole. I don't have a freebie with the ratio, but I tell you what, I got a half a freebie. Because the bottom part of any percentage is what? 100. You're always going to need 3 out of the 4 values whenever you do these. And they'll give you 3 out of, you have to figure it out. But every problem is going to have 3 out of 4 values where you've got to get, you can determine it. You have to find the missing piece. A little bit more difficult because you got to divide this time. Kevin. Yep, if you divide both the bottom and the top by 3, you get 20%, and that's my answer there. Let's go on to the next page. We're gonna do the first one together, and then you're gonna work in your groups the remaining. So she's going to the mall and she's buying these items. She's got a shirt, pants, shoes, necklace, and sweater, and each one is discounted differently. They tell you the discount below each one. You gotta let me know when you're gonna do that because then I can put it live. Okay. So now I gotta hit pause. All right, now let's do this. We'll do the shirt. We'll do the shirt together. What's my template? Jen. Yep. What's good about all of these is they give you the discount for every single one, so you automatically have one ratio done. 25% becomes what ratio? Dan. Okay. Okay, they give you 44. You have to decide, based on the chart, is that the whole or the part? Chad. How do you know?
Because it's the original price.
Okay,
It's the whole.
it's the whole. You call yourself. When you see this word original price, automatically that's going to cue you in that it is the whole. Whole goes on the bottom as 44. We have another step with this because you cannot automatically see that there is a number that will go into 100 evenly. Or I should say 44 into 100 does not go in evenly. So what do you have to do to your 25 over 100? All right, Nick. Okay, Nick, if you reduce it to 5 over 20, we're still stuck. Because 20 can't go into 44. You got to keep going. That's it. When you get to 1/4, it works out nice. Brandon, what do we got?
You have to do 4 times 11 and 1.
And then what do you get as the result of the actual discount?
Oh,
$11. Finally, what then becomes the cost after your discount? What do you have to do to figure it out? Steele.
45 minus 11.
Well, not 45 minus 11.
44.
And what do you get? What do you get? 33. All right, listen up a minute before I let you guys go into your groups. If you notice on this first page, shirts, pants, and shoes they give you workspace for, right?
Not for Nicholas and the
If you go to the next page, this is the same exact chart repeated, but you will have already done shirts, pants, and shoes. You're doing necklace and sweater on this page. Okay, listen up before you break up. Before you break up. After you're done with the entire chart, I have the answers. Check your answers, and then if you're good to go, then you can start your problem set, but you got to do your problem set on your own at that point. I want everybody to stay inside, because I got to do Ball Orchard.